I'm taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
But because, like I said, unfortunately, like I said, usually when you'd have fights kind of distract you from that, but they're not out there yet. So there's been other kind of news that's been kind of permeating in boxing. One where I don't understand why it's such a big thing, but now, so the current Boxing Hall of Fame ballots, they're out right now. I mean, obviously, all the insiders that are part of that, take part of that. They like to kind of scan it and they'll share it on the social media and stuff like that. And one name stuck out from there that seems that everyone has everyone in a fucking tizzy. And of course, that's one Gennady Genadovich Golovkin, aka Triple G. Now, for whatever reason, obviously, during his active career, Triple G had a lot of detractors for a lot of different reasons. But it just seemed like this shit started up all over again. To see him on the ballot, and it's just like
niggas started sucking their teeth like hoes. Like
the think pieces, is it on Triple G? Is it's like damn. I feel like I'm reliving, the arguments and the posts I used to have.
It's a very polarizing. It's a very polarizing situation with Triple G. It's kind of crazy how
it shouldn't be though.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Yeah, no, I agree.
It really shouldn't. Like honestly, a lot of niggas hate and jealousy and whatever could make you say that type of shit is manifested in a lot of these niggas. Like, it's one thing to state your opinion once or twice, but you got niggas who are actively campaigning against this shit. Like, that's when it gets weird to me.
Yeah, no, it's weird because, like I said, I mean, obviously, if you watched HBO in the mid 2010s or whatever, most people memories of Triple G because HBO kind of pushed him and Lomachenko and
Crawford. He was a part of that rush too. Like, I don't know why niggas forget that shit. Like,
and Chocolatito, Chocolatito just got it.
Yeah, and Chocolatito, like
Ward, Chocolatito, Triple G. Yeah.
Well, Ward was a different situation because Ward was not pushed like that. I mean, he certainly wasn't as popular as that. I mean, but that's a whole different kind of conversation.
Yeah, but Crawford, Lomachenko and Chocolatito and Golovkin, they're all from the same HBO class of mainstream push type shit. Like I don't know why niggas try to make it seem like they're not.
And a lot of people, were and a lot of people back then hated it because they was like, well, why are you pushing them? Like, because this is when Floyd left HBO.
Niggas got mad when HBO was pushing Jermaine Taylor. Like, you can't make niggas happy at middleweight for some reason.
Yeah. And it's just like, and you say, oh, Triple G's overrated, this, that, and there's always the story, Triple G's a can crusher, this and that and the third. Like, I still remember the Danny Jacobs fight, and what people were saying. People were pissed that he got the win over Jacobs. Like,
but then you started hearing some of the worst scorecards of all time. That's when I found out niggas was hating. Motherfuckers was giving Jacobs 8 rounds to 4 in a fight. He got dropped.
Yeah, and I'm like,
wait, what the fuck were we watching?
And there's one thing I've always said about that particular fight too. Jacobs blew weight purposely because he was supposed to weigh in twice. He said, he pulled that shit. He said, yeah, I want to weigh in once because I want to keep my strength. He knew exactly what he was supposed to weigh in twice.
But didn't fight like it. That's the biggest bitch move I ever seen. What's the point of gaining that weight or whatever, blowing the weight claws and all that shit, to be running around and not, fight like you trying to have a weight advantage?
Yeah, and at the end of the fight, Andrew sinks to his knees. His trainer had to get him like, "Oh, Andrew, get your ass up." And what are you doing? Like, cause you don't
look like a winner.
Yeah, judges see that and they were like, "Oh yeah, he's trying to survive. He on his knees. Like, what the hell is he doing?"
Like he's thinking, God, like nigga, this ain't Planet of the Apes, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then it just seemed like, and then after it got worse, with the Kell Brook fight, Kell Brook outboxes him for like 2 rounds or whatever, and then Triple G shows him the difference between having power at 147 and having power at 160. And there's a huge difference that Triple G ends up committing a horrific injury on Kell Brooks, pretty much shortening his career. going forward.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know, you thank Eubank for that.
You broke half his face, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's the shit. I'm like, hold on, like y'all see what he's doing to niggas? Because my thing is this: whenever there's a motherfucker who people try to treat like Golovkin, and he's having a long reign of defenses, or he's just beating everybody, and everybody's like their cans, there always comes a fight where one of these cans kind of topples this nigga, or makes him lose, or what can has done that to Golovkin?
Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit, just because you guys are more the Golovkin. I don't say fans, but you guys are bigger Golovkin fans than I am. I think he's a Hall of Famer for sure. But and he's a little past his prime. But some felt he lost to Derevchenko. Some really feel that way, and it was really close.
Now the Derevchenko fight, and I've always said before, Derevchenko has a better case of saying that he beat Canelo before Canelo actually had fought him the third time. And he
has a better case for saying he beat him than Jacob did.
Yeah, but
so I give him that, but I still thought he lost. The knockdown's the difference in the fight, and the ref fucked up that fight. That fight was supposed to be a TKO for Golovkin.
But even more noticeably, Derevchenko never got as fucked up as he did in any other fight before or after Triple G. Like people.
Thank you.
Triple G, like Derevchenko, the next day you see his eyes are swollen shut. It's like, I mean, and top of that, the punishment he took was too great that he didn't win the fight for another 3 years after that. Like
the niggas see like what Golovkin does to people. Matter of fact, when Pat fucking, and shout out to the Kali, when Pat posted that shit in the OG thread, like I think it was the anniversary of the fight. The first thing I remember is, oh yeah, this nigga did say Toxic Avenger now. Let me go and see that. Like, this is a reminder, because Golovkin literally made this nigga look like the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, like,
the dude's face looked like it was peeling off, type shit. Like an eye is floating right here, a lump right here, nose. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Like, but you know, he's overrated.
Yeah, like keep in mind, we get Derevchenko is a good fighter, but Derevchenko, the greatness of Derevchenko got beaten out of him. Like Derevchenko never became, unfortunately, he has a journeyman record now because of the beating he took from Triple G.
The nigga ain't look good again until he fought Munguia.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
like come on, I remember Leonard Ellerby had a tweet like a couple weeks ago where he was saying, like, because people was talking about damn boogeyman's a boxer, and Leonard Ellerby was like Triple G is an example of a boogeyman. Like, he'd break your face. Like, you're just like if you have to overpay the ops.
I mean, Ellerby, Lou DiBella, like all these people are literally saying, like the promos are literally saying, like Triple G was avoided. Like, and he was avoided because there was more than enough middleweight champions. The only middleweight champion that stepped up in Triple G's prime that stepped up was David Lemieux. The only one.
Facts. Every other, none of these niggas wanted that shit.
Yeah, like,
and that's the thing. Like most of these guys, if they was fighting anybody else, they'd be making 75K, 100K, maybe 150, 200. Dude, when these niggas had to fight Triple G, these niggas got to pull out the checkbook. They literally, all right, so this guy, he'll take 350K. All right, this guy take a 3. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. I mean,
niggas were getting career paydays to fight Golovkin.
Yeah, like say, Felix Sturm avoided him. Sergio sidestepped him. Cotto.
That's 2 right there.
Yeah, Cotto himself.
3. But y'all say he's not the boogeyman, but I'm like, if you dude, it's like he falls under every criteria of boogeyman.
Right.
He got legit names who didn't want it. Like even the other dude, the Mark Ortega nigga, I was going back and forth with. Like,
I saw that.
He another dumbass. Bro, it's like you can't have certain discussions if we don't have a baseline agreement on certain things.
Right. Now, I get it. I mean, like if you don't like Triple G,
and what up, Rob? What up, Miss Bitch? Salute.
Now I get it. If you don't like Triple G, say that shit. But to say, like, I mean, and at Triple G's boxer profile, he was he was fundamentals, sound, power,
beats the eye test.
Yeah, beats the eye test, sound, power, sound. has an all-time great chin.
One
Has
of the
never
best
been
chins,
down.
one of the best chins I've ever seen in my life. He's one of the best chins I've ever seen.
He literally has a top 5 chin. That's up there.
Yeah, probably,
Ever.
Yeah,
Not at middleweight. Ever.
Yeah.
And the jab, dude literally has one of the best jabs we've seen in the last 30 years of boxing.
Yeah.
But we all know what it is. He doesn't have a top, quote unquote, top level win. That's what that's the main reason.
But there's so many niggas who fall right under that.
No, I agree. I'm just saying because unfortunately he went 0. Say what you want. I was in a room full of Mexicans when the first Triple G fight. Canelo should have lost that fight. It was quiet as fuck at the end. I'm just saying he lost.
Dude got robbed in a 9 rounds to 3 type fight.
Record, whatever you want to say. He's unfortunately 0-3, 0-2-1, right, in those fights. So it's like
like I said, Triple G. I'm not gonna say Triple G should only have one loss in his career, and that's the third fight with Canelo. That's the only fight Triple G has legitimately, truly lost in my eyes. Like, I
haven't seen it, so it's hard for me when I hear all this shit. I'm like, I only truly seen this nigga lose once, and he was about 50 years old when that happened, and he still won 5 rounds. So it's
pretty much it was one of those things. If Triple G at least won one round in the first 6 rounds, they probably would have given it to him. That's how because that's how bad Canelo looked in that fight. Like he looked.
So I'm just like niggas be, and my whole thing is this: like we've seen it, but we've seen like Chris John is another one where he fought a bunch of guys that people didn't respect and heard of, but you know, it took Rocky Juarez to make this nigga look human or normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like we not like Chris John and it to compare it. Rocky, and I love Rocky. Rocky, big fan of Rocky Juarez.
Same here.
But Rocky Juarez making Chris John go life and death twice. Mm-hmm. It's like if Curtis Stevens made Golovkin go life and death twice.
Yeah, and to his record, Triple G has no. And this way, you will be hard pressed to find anyone that you can label a can giving Triple G any type of trouble, like if at all.
Thank you. You had to be at least a former world champion or current world champion to even make Golovkin even take you semi-serious, or even to win a few moments against Golovkin.
Or who's a top contender like a Derevyanchenko. Like Derevyanchenko was young.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and Triple G made him an old man before his time.
He might be the only top contender that Golovkin struggled with. Like when you really break it down,
yeah.
Everybody else were like champions or former world champion. I say former because I'm including guys like Asim Uma, who was like Golovkin's first like real kind of test back in the day, and he did some work.
Yeah.
So Uma
Uma was given to Triple G for a good part of that fight before Triple G just kind of like really beat him down. You know? Took
over, and that's the thing. Like when Golovkin starts coming back, he starts beating the shit out of you. Like, like come on, like y'all. You know what? The word boogeyman has just got overused so much that y'all forgot what it truly was. Like,
right? Yeah.
Y'all let niggas like Johnny back tell y'all they a boogeyman and they going life and death with fucking Denzel Bentley and running from a rematch.
Right. Exactly. And then imagine blocking your hardest opponent on Twitter because he's rightfully calling for his rematch because he's pretty much
and he earned it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like Denzel Bentley just said fuck all, didn't do everything, bollocks.
And
he was just chilling around.
Off of that. He was living off of that first fight with him. He wasn't
living off of it. That nigga went and handled business, got him, even took another loss.
No, there's a narrative though. Because I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit to balance things out. There's a narrative that Golovkin wasted a lot of time waiting on Canelo. There's this narrative that I don't.
But whose fault is that? Is that Golovkin's fault or Canelo's fault?
It depends who you're a fan of, right?
It depends if you're a fucking hater or not.
If you hate Triple G or not. But that's one thing.
Because dude, look, first of all, like we get mad because the B side is knocking niggas out while he's waiting for the A side to finally man up and make the biggest fight in boxing.
Yeah, you're right.
What was the other? There was no bigger fight for Canelo or in boxing but Canelo and Golovkin, and only one person was dragging their ass to that fight.
And to even expound more on that, like I said, because with Cotto at the time was the lineal champion. You know, he had the WBC belt. Triple G had to win the interim belt by beating Marco Antonio Rubio, and he knocked him out. You know, and he was like, okay, yeah, you know, you're supposed to make the fight. But Cotto was at a time of his career where he's like, you know what, weighing at 154 pounds, because he was giving these people these ridiculous catch weights. And then
157, 159,
and I remember I used to tell niggas to get the fuck out of here. This is bullshit. Like this is like 160. Like
you only do that to a nigga you afraid of, and you ducking, and it's a boogeyman. Like,
and then finally the WBC was like, okay, look, fuck all this bullshit. Yeah, you got to defend this belt. So instead, Cotto drops the belt, and then it goes, and then Triple G's upgraded. And then Canelo faces Cotto, and Canelo becomes the lineal champion. And then Canelo pulls the same bullshit. This is why Canelo lost me at that point, because he was like, because this is when he wasn't speaking English, but he clearly was motherfuckers like 154 or better or less. And he was like, get the fuck
nigga was speaking perfect English though.
He was on his Canelo. He was on his Canelo catch weight. Canelo weight, whatever you want to call it. He was
it was
but don't worry. He didn't duck anybody important when during this time. He only avoided the Charlo brothers and Andre.
To say what I was gonna say earlier. So yeah, there's a perspective where you can say Triple G was maybe preying on Canelo or trying to get the Canelo fight, but also you could tell there was a clear agenda. Canelo was trying to age Triple G out a little bit.
Absolutely,
easily. That's the bigger agenda. That's the thing. I gotta speak to Americans on this. I don't know what it is with Americans where niggas always dick ride the A side, the corporate company, the conglomerate, the millionaire, the billionaire. Like in every situation, like America went from being like rooting for the underdog to like, fuck that. Nah, that nigga's been undefeated for 50 years. Oh, that nigga got Oprah money. Fuck that. Yeah. Like, bro, like these niggas don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous too. It's like, but it's like everything that Triple G does, he passes the eye test. But just for the fact that people were legitimately ducking him, like no one. I mean,
never struggled with a can. But you got niggas who literally, they'll fight 10. If they fight 20 cans, they struggle on the 17th one.
Right, exactly. Like, imagine, Triple G. There was nothing in Triple. His training regimen, shit. Like, I remember, I was still even doing a little boxing. Still at that point, I started picking up stuff what he used to do. Like LB said, he had a jab. He had a variety of punches. He could knock you out with any type of punch. He had stamina for days. He worked he
could work. He had great defense, especially for a pressure fighter. He could bob and weave, move his head. He could catch punches, parry. The thing is, you didn't get to see the most high level stuff from him until he fought Canelo.
Right.
Because nobody else would last that long. When he fought David Lemieux, you got to see him box and be on the back foot and everything. But he's a punishing boxer. Yeah, I just don't get it. Even Sergio, and shout out to Chris Brown. I see you. Triple G is one of the best middleweights, to be honest. But what would y'all say, him or Sergio Martinez, who raised? Triple G raised higher.
I mean,
he destroyed the niggas who was fucking Martinez was going life and death with. Martin Murray should have had a win over Sergio Martinez.
Yeah, which is true. Which is absolutely true. Yeah, and Triple G is the only one that
beat the shit out of him. See, people forget when Golovkin came into the game, he was beating up all the guys that were giving Martinez a hard time, or were just being avoided, or weren't really buzzing, but they was quality dudes. He went in and just cleaned up all of that shit until you started making niggas get shook. Like, oh shit, hold on, who's this guy? He started having to overpay opponents and. Remember, during all this time, niggas like Jacobs is getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he fighting the cancer and all that shit. Y'all forget, niggas forget all this. And then it's the middleweight defenses niggas argue about. whether it's 21, 20, or 15, at the end of the day, even if he has 15 defenses, like 90% of them shits are by like KO.
I'm saying, like,
what the fuck are we doing? Like, no matter how you cross it, it's still a Hall of Fame credential. It's still some greatness. Because ain't too many niggas is defending titles and just destroying their contenders. Like, you'd have to go back to fucking the Klitschko era where they was defending titles and just beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, like Vlad. Like when Vlad got fixed by Manuel Stewart, God rest his soul. Vlad was the perfect example of boxing and destroying motherfuckers. Like, yeah, he was sweet.
And he didn't even make it as entertaining as Golovkin either.
Yeah, and like I said, and Vlad was sweet sciencing, but he was getting people the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So that's why I don't get this. It's like, and this is why I said, like, I gotta go. There was one tweet I basically said, like, on here. I just gotta repeat it because I see a lot of niggas just fucking stupid. Like,
okay, do that. What's that tweet, bro?
Like, it's cool if you think Triple G is overrated. That's okay. Like, he's still Hall of Fame or whatever. You keep doing overrated. Hell, I think Crawford overrated. The difference is I'm not trying to convince people that Crawford is overrated by making up weird criteria that I don't hold anybody else to. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of niggas is doing to Golovkin that they don't do to nobody else. The Mark Ortega nigga did that. His dumb ass was on some, the Ward fight was right there, and he never made that happen. Like, motherfucker, because he was trying to give you the biggest fight in boxing with Canelo. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What the fuck? Who is that? Like, that's like saying, well, Crawford had the Keith Thurman fight right there, and he didn't take that, so because he was trying to make an even bigger fight with Spence. Like, no one holds Bud to those fucking standards. Like, just like with the whole, like, no one, like, if you're gonna keep it to everyone. Bud was the same way. Bud and Crawford and Golovkin literally had the same type of career for like the 70% of the time. Yeah. It just Crawford finally got his big fight later toward the end, just like Golovkin did.
But the unfortunate thing is Golovkin was robbed of his actual legacy wins. Like, Cotto should have been the legacy wins. Triple should have been the one to put Cotto away. But
exactly. And Cotto was robbed of all those moments.
And Cotto being a lower weight, Cotto's right at 140. He probably knew he didn't want that smoke. Clearly, he didn't want that smoke.
Yeah, and that's why niggas ain't even saying Cotto like that.
Yeah,
like.
I sure as hell did. Like, I
know Pat hates him. Pat don't like Cotto.
Because this is the thing. Once you get a middleweight belt, niggas ain't trying to hear this. Oh well, let me get a what's that ACC acclimated? Let me get an acclimated. To the weight. Let me just chill. Let me solidify. No, nigga, you gotta just like when prospects win a belt. We don't want to hear that Xander Zayas isn't more experienced than Virgil Ortiz. Like, you still need to fight that nigga. But no one, everybody keeps the whole energy different. Like, Android, shout outs, I see you. What's up?
But I feel like it sparked when somebody, because like how Pat mentioned earlier, so people posted, Triple G is a surefire Hall of Famer, and it has a check mark by his name, and some boxing Twitter user did the whole, well, look at this. Triple G's automatically got the check mark, but none of these names, none of these other names, and that's where it
like, nigga, if you so fucking smart and so influential, where's your fucking boxing channel? Where's your media credential, press passes? Where's your website? Where's all this shit so you can be the influence and show that we're all wrong about the Golovkin? Like, right? Like, that's it. Like.
But I feel like that's where it kind of started. Where in some cases Golovkin can be overrated. And I'm not saying. I'm just saying some people think he's overrated. Some think he's not getting his just due. And it's kind of like there's a big polar opposite when it comes to Golovkin's legacy. I feel like. Yeah,
but it's the one thing you could say he overrated. Like, look, Andre Ward's overrated to me, but he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not gonna say, well, it would have been nice if Andre Ward would have fought Superman. But he just now nicks it into the Hall of Fame, No one did that. Mm-hmm. It's like all this new shit is coming out when it's Golovkin's turn. Triple G passes the eye test, yet just doesn't have that resume. That's how I see it. And I'm cool with that. He's still a Hall of Famer now. Now, if you say he's not a Hall of Famer, then Android, you gotta go, bro. but if you can say that, then it's cool. Like, everybody's gonna have somebody overrated, nigga. Like, that's how it is. It's just when motherfuckers just start overanalyzing shit and bringing up new criteria that they wouldn't bring to nobody else. Mm-hmm. That's when it's like, shit, y'all niggas think Wilder's a Hall of Famer. And if Golovkin resume don't cut it, then I know goddamn well Wilder resume don't cut it.
Yeah, no, and you know, and I'm
fuck out of here. Wilder doesn't even have a Martin Murray on his resume. He don't have no fucking goddamn a Curtis Stevens.
And Wilder struggled with cans on his record. Like, there are
thank you. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, y'all niggas sat here and watched Wilder get wobbled by fucking Eric Molina. when has Golovkin got wobbled by an Eric Molina level fighter?
Or you see Wilder again outboxed by Gerald Washington.
Gerald fucking Washington. Do y'all?
He did get saved against Luis Ortiz that first fight. I mean, come on, let's be
well, he was like, bro. And y'all talking about Luis, and y'all tried to make Luis Ortiz some mega millionaire, big, great, all the time famous Cuban name. Like, he don't even have a Danny Jacobs career. Who y'all always say, well, damn, that's Golovkin's best friend, Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs. What the fuck is? He was at least a world champion.
Yeah, exactly.
He campaigned in 2 divisions. Like,
he's a 2-division champ, right? I swear he's a 2-division champion, Danny Jacobs, right?
No, he's a 2-time champion. No,
2-time champion.
2-time.
Yeah, no, but you know, and on top of that, too,
won the first Canelo fight for sure, though. Not at that. See, okay, and that's another thing. Like, Golovkin Canelo won. It's aged to the point like it's like Sweet Pea Chavez. Like, we don't look at that as a draw. We look at that as a Golovkin win. Just like we don't look at the Chavez fight with Sweet Pea as a draw. We look at that as Purnell got robbed. It's a win for Purnell. There's always niggas the haters who always try to well, you know,
don't count. They don't count.
That don't really count because, like, okay, but then turn around, these niggas would be like, well, you know, Wilder definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He defended the belt 10 times.
Yeah,
motherfucker against who?
I do see some well-known accounts who are Tank stands hating on Triple G. And you know when Tank is retired, they're gonna vouch. The same cats are gonna vouch for Tank being a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and there's the thing, and the big difference with that is Triple G ran towards the smoke. Tank does not do that. None
of these niggas were running toward any smoke. Remember, bro, Danny Jacobs ain't even want to fight Golovkin until he looked bad against Kell Brook. Mm-hmm. And then remember, Danny Jacobs was fucking getting dropped by fucking Mora. So it's like niggas were like, look, man, if you fuck it up with Mora, nigga, like, we need to get you in a big fight ASAP.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, like, none of these, like, as far as I'm concerned, like Golovkin by beatdown was like one of the most accurate predictions for a fight you could have at one time. Niggas is like, oh, nah, you know, he ain't a middleweight. Because I remember there was a time King P was on here. Shout out to King P, feel better. And I said, you know, Triple G's a top 10 middleweight of all time. And he said no. So my thing is this. Name 10 better middleweights. And nigga never got to 10. I think we got to like 5 or 6. So it's like when y'all say shit like that, y'all gotta be prepared to back it up. Yeah. Y'all just can't just call out random shit. And then when a nigga hold the fire to you, it's like, well, you know, I gotta research. No, nigga, no, you don't. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, hey man, I can name 15 niggas better than Jordan. And then when the niggas like, all right, shit, name them. And the motherfucker start, well, LeBron, Kobe, Vince Carter, Dr. Like, no, nigga, like what are we doing, man?
I mean, even Triple G, even after Triple G, even another thing that's always underrated with him is even as Triple G got older, he boxed more, but he still managed to get niggas out. Like there wasn't a drop in his power. Like his power always remained with him. I mean, hell, if the Murata is his last knockout win, and he brutalized Murata. Like,
and honestly, that's an underrated win. Because so Chris Brad said, "What's Triple G's best wins?" Because his run felt like a lot of 154 and welterweights and Brock. I know you mean Brock during his prime. Mm-hmm. Best Triple G wins, I'd have to go for and besides the Canelo win, of course, Jacobs. I would say Jacobs, Martin Murray, fucking David Lemieux.
I mean, I like the Dominique Wade win. I know, it might be.
Well, Dominique Wade. Well, I mean, as a win, I mean, Dominique Wade.
See, Pilot saying that is why niggas hate Golovkin. Like, you gonna fucking? I'm up here. We went from you could have said Daniel Gill, nigga. You to fucking Wade, a nigga who needed a robbery. A nigga needed a gift to beat Solomon.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, even fucking the Ishida win for Triple G. Now, keep in mind, Ishida lost to. I mean, Ishida. He fought Paul Williams. Paul couldn't stop him. He fought Pirog. Pirog couldn't stop him. Ishida knocked out James Kirkland, which is a whole different conversation on why that happened. And Triple G levels him with one shot.
Takes him halfway out the ring, like, and that's the difference. A lot of these niggas that y'all be hyping up and shit, when they fight these common opponents, is either a decision or maybe I scored a knockdown, I'm the better guy. But Triple G was brutalizing these niggas where it's no question, like, and that's the thing that kills me. A lot of you niggas, it's like you can't be a Crawford stan and be a Golovkin hater. It just don't work because. A lot of the arguments I've had for Crawford, y'all niggas use against Golovkin with the whole, man, Crawford ain't really fight nobody, and he had multiple divisions and ain't fight nobody.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, what Golovkin and Crawford got in common with these nobodies? They beat the shit out of those fucking nobodies.
But yeah, let me go on with more of his comment. But like, no, Rosado before Triple G, Rosado was actually probably on his way to becoming a 154 champion. Like if you watch Gabriel Rosado back in early 2010, like Rosado was he was starting to peak. Like he was having some really good ass wins at 154, and then somehow, some way, someone could.
Despite the hiccup he had with Angulo.
Yeah, but that was Angulo that was also peaking at that point. Angulo was Angulo was a bad monster. Man. But somehow, some way, Rosado decided, hey, I'm going to go in the ring with Triple G because HBO offered him the money, and
it was a career. Pat, come back to it. It was a career high payday.
And say what you will about Rosado, but he always was with the shits. Like he'd fight whoever,
But this cost him his prime. This was a prime ending beating. Rosado
it was a bad beat then. It was a brutal beat.
Rosado after that one, the losses accumulated because simply he took too much punishment against Triple G. And like I said, only one other person was able to really stop him after that too, and that was just Lemieux, who also hits like a ton. But then it's just like that was.
But Rosado, I think Rosado was paid like over $300K for that Triple G fight, and I don't think he would have made that much in the title fight. Like he literally got a career payday in exchange for his career shortening. Although it don't feel like he's shortened, the motherfucker's fighting to up to the last year type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least the pride was short. Like that's what niggas is forgetting.
He fought a couple months ago, actually. Randomly on some Triller card. It's kind of crazy. Marv Nation or some shit. He's still fighting.
Damn.
Yeah. He's probably definitely past it by then.
Okay, hold on, pal. Yo, we forgot. Shout out to my nigga Joshua O. What it do? A side note: who wins the fight between Perot and Golovkin? If Perot didn't have to pull out and retire because of his back injury. That's a good damn question.
Dimitri Perot, right? Shit, that's
Yeah, I mean that would be that's an because Perot's footwork was had footwork out of this world. Like his footwork was elite footwork,
and defense
and counters. Like,
he was a real smooth counter. His counters were really fucking.
His boxing was smooth.
Like he don't fight like no Euro dude.
Yeah, that's why it's actually it's a shame because Parag will always have the Danny Jacobs win because no one had kind of got rid of Danny Jacobs like that. But yeah, honestly, Parag would have given Triple G issues.
Yeah, he definitely would have. But I feel like when Golovkin beat Paroka, he beat like a low budget, great value version of Parag.
Hell, even Willie Monroe. Willie Monroe's a slick mover too, and Triple G got him the fuck out of there too.
I feel like that could have been maybe a trill. I don't know. That could have been like, maybe they split some wins. It would have been real. I don't know. It was real. It was close. It would have been a close fight, but unfortunately,
yeah, it would have been a close fight. I would have thought because
I forgot all about the Willie Monroe fight.
Yeah, Willie Monroe has only been stopped once, and that was from Triple G. And like I said, this is where people were saying, Willie was kind of outboxing him. It's like he's not for long. Triple G had set traps and got him up out of there.
Dude, Pat, a lot of these niggas don't know boxing and they don't know what the fuck they're watching. Even obvious shit. That's why you can't argue with everybody on this boxing shit. Like a lot of niggas just. They don't see what we see. Like, you see how Chris Brand could just ask, hey, what's this nigga Golovkin best wins? And on the top of our head, we just rattling off the wins, right? Yeah. We even giving this nigga names that ain't even his best wins.
Yeah, and we'll provide.
We not no fucking haters, and we knowledgeable. But you say that to one of these assholes that's on Twitter, they're gonna just say, well, it was Danny Jacobs, and you shouldn't have won that. And like, such a dick, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, it's called boxing, nigga.
And it's always in its context too. Like even the Vanes win too. Like keep in mind, Vanes gave Laura and Andre all types of fucking trouble. Like and Jermell Charlo.
Facts.
Yeah.
Then what does Triple G do? Triple G wipes his ass with him.
Yeah.
That's the shit people like. He wins the goddamn comparison fight against all these niggas. Y'all say he was ducking.
Right.
What this motherfucker said? Well, he offered Froch and Chavez Jr. to fight at 168, but then he offered Andre Ward 164, and I don't think he should be like, nigga, fuck who? What you think, nigga? you ain't in the fucking management room. You ain't. What the fuck? Yeah. And what the fuck was Andre Ward doing during this time? He damn sure wasn't fighting nobody great.
Yeah, he was fighting lawsuits. That's what he was doing.
He was fighting lawsuits. Like, y'all, and that's what my whole point. Like, niggas forget the context. Andre Ward never could have fought Golovkin due to the lawsuits. And there was never a demand. Everybody was literally waiting for the goddamn Canelo fight. That's literally what it was. Yeah. Like Golovkin fighting Ward instead of waiting and finally getting the Canelo fight is like Canelo fighting Bivol instead of Benavidez.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason,
right?
Yeah, like there's a reason why the Triple G 1 and 2, Triple G Canelo fights 1 and 2 are like the last legit boxing pay-per-views to actually go over a mil. Like really until fucking Tank and Ryan Garcia, but then that was not even on the level of Triple G. Like
because you're talking about pound for pound versus a bright new face, popular
bright new face,
versus a face, one of many faces of boxing who's a ticket seller. Like that was I ain't gonna say that was a special because it wasn't no Jake Paul fight. It was a real boxing fight. Don't get it wrong, but holding that fight up next to Haney and Lomachenko is two different things. Because they was like a month apart, but yeah, man, like it just I don't know, like niggas is just like a lot of there's a lot of people who have respectable boxing knowledge and they're having these horrible takes. Like y'all niggas in a contest to beat who could say the worst Golovkin take.
Yeah, and funny, it's just funny to me how triggered. Like I mean, I'm pretty sure when Chocolatito's up for a ballot, we might see the same shit because it's like some people just I guess some people didn't like that particular HBO era. And they see him as Triple G is like, overrated this, overrated that, or whatever, though. But
who do it if Triple G's so overrated? Why aren't there more Triple G's? Look how sorry the middleweight division is right now. Y'all niggas would be fucking begging for a Golovkin to come along and just start cleaning up and knocking motherfuckers out.
Exactly.
That's why the fucking middleweight division's so trash now, because you ain't got a Golovkin.
Yeah, I mean, some of you don't
like,
even
y'all hear yourselves. Like, this is why, like, hardcore boxing fans at the most cannot really dictate the whole way boxing plays out. Because of little shit like that. And I know I get into it with Pat, you know, with Tank and all that, and yeah, he has his points, I have mine, but when y'all start, that's Tank, though. When y'all start doing it to wanna fight legit boxing niggas like Golovkin, that's when it's a real problem. Cause then you're only gonna look at the Tank situation 12 times worse.
Right.
Can you imagine the takes Pat would have on Tank if he hated Golovkin?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all, come on, man. Like, and a lot of times, like, guys like Curtis Stevens threats. Oh, Joshua, thank you. We forget about that. Saunders dug Golovkin too.
Yeah.
Even Chris Eubank, what he said at the press conference, Golovkin will beat both of us on the same night.
Yeah.
Who says that, bro? Who in the history of boxing says that shit? You about to fight one nigga, and then somebody mentions another nigga, and you just up and say, well, that nigga you talking about whoop me and him the same night.
And on top of that too, like, I mean, never mind.
Be serious about it too.
And never mind the sparring stories. Like, pretty much, there's only been like 2 fighters in the last 10 years. Like people say, oh, he's a beast sparring. Triple G and Better Beef. These are like the only 2 that's like, yeah, like those like Triple G. I mean, has been known to his battered sparring partners in amateur, and not on purpose, but just because that's how he fought. I mean,
heard he knocked out Kovalev in sparring.
Yeah, like
this is Kovalev in sparring.
Yeah, like there's plenty of stories like, and then no one's actually saying, "Oh, this is not true," because like, yeah, it's like Triple G.
You know how many boxing interviews we come across over the years where niggas like, yeah, Triple G's the real deal. That's the hardest I've ever been hit, and that's with headgear.
Yeah, that 14-ounce, 16-ounce gloves, whatever they be wearing when they do sparring.
18-ounce.
Yeah,
nigga, ain't no way I'm sparring Golovkin in 16 ounces, bro.
Yeah, I mean, even Canelo doesn't
even 18s and 20s for that nigga.
I mean, even Canelo doesn't even like about. You don't ever say Canelo say Triple G's a fraud. You know, like no. Like I mean, but it's somehow it's just fast because motherfuckers just don't. They didn't like that era of HBO. But Triple G, like I said, if you know, Triple G was robbed of his legacy win, and again, that's why people kind of look at his record like that. But like I said, context is everything in the sport. Like, don't just read fucking box rec or whatever and be like, oh, he's a bum or whatever. Like, there's context of why certain fighters are in the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
did he fight some niggas who didn't deserve to fight? Yes. But that's every boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wade didn't deserve to be in the ring with Golovkin. Yeah.
But he got there because he beat Sam Sullivan. That's the reason why.
And he didn't deserve that fight. I mean, he didn't deserve that win either, but
yeah.
This is boxing.
Yeah.
Like the nigga fought everybody who was lined up to fight him. Like, and motherfucker saying as soon as Golovkin got that the zone money, you know, he stopped fighting all the young and up and comers. Who were the young and up and comers?
I'm saying,
who the fuck? Like, matter of fact, 2 of his hardest fights came on the zone. Murata and the goddamn Derevyanchenko.
Yeah. I mean,
what other young guys besides them earned the Triple G fight? Don't tell me nobody had won a super middleweight. So that's what I'm saying. Like, indeed, this is Mark Ortega, whatever the Pace Picante sauce ass last name this nigga got. Like, like these are real media niggas saying this stupid shit. Mm-hmm. Real media niggas having these arguments. Like, like you shouldn't be having this. Like honestly, like you should present better than a message board argument for shit like this.
And the funny thing too, Mark Ortega knows better And the reason why I follow him because he actually does have the obscure fight knowledge like we do. But he be saying but it's like a weird contrast between that and then he says nonsense like that. He says nonsense.
He says a lot of nonsense for someone to have that pedigree, and it's just I don't know why boxing has the worst, most informed fans ever. Mm-hmm. Just like the under construction nigga. What the fuck again? I gotta say it. Like, how the fuck you gonna tell me Crawford fought a better version of Canelo than fucking Jermell Charlo, Golovkin, Floyd, and all these other niggas? Like, motherfuckers will stand on that shit, and then you press them a little bit, come out they just hate Golovkin. Like, so it's like, bro, like, what are we doing here?
The last comment where you said Triple G defense trash. You Triple G's defense trash.
Bro, dude, and niggas don't know that they contradict themselves, because if Golovkin's defense was trash, he would have been wobbled and hurt, dropped, and beat up a lot more than what he was in his career.
Yeah.
Like, so one of these, like we see it all the time when niggas fight cans. One of these cans finally reaches the pinnacle of canness or whatever the fuck, and he pulls it out. Like, we see this all the time. Like, if Golovkin was that trash, it would have happened at least once. He would have had to run it back with one of these cans, and it never happened. Right.
Whereas the only time you've ever seen Triple G visibly uncomfortable with any type of punch was Derevyanchenko hitting him to the body once. You know,
and we know that's not a fluke because Derevyanchenko hurt Jermall Charlo to the body,
and Derevyanchenko hurt Munguia multiple times everywhere.
And so we come back. So what I just say from that is basically Derevyanchenko's a great body puncher. Mm-hmm. So it took a great body puncher to hurt Golovkin, and it wasn't even to the fucking chin.
Right.
but he's not Hall of Fame though. Like, you know, Sergio Martinez, especially, he was a pro soccer player before he transitioned to boxing, became a champion, very legendary. Yeah, and I take nothing away from Sergio Martinez, you know, but it's like, you know, he ran from Golovkin, and Golovkin had to clean up his leftovers because he didn't clean them up enough. Like, you know how, you know, little kids at the barbecue, you know, when you bagging up all the trash and throwing away all the paper plates, they be having the most food left on the plate. That was the middleweight division before Golovkin came. Golovkin came and said, yo, what the fuck going on? Mm-hmm. Take this plate, take that plate. He flipped over a table or two, threw a chair here or there. Clean that shit the fuck up.
Yeah,
but y'all niggas not used to that. Y'all used to these niggas fighting a couple names and then jumping into another division, fighting a couple names and avoid a nigga from this division to jump here and go back and forth here. Y'all not used to a nigga just clocking in every day, doing what the fuck they supposed to do and being good at it. A nigga just knocking motherfuckers out every day at the office.
You know, but Triple G is over and now. Yeah, no, Triple G is.
But he's overrated. My bad.
Yeah, he's Hall of Fame. Like I said, like, you know, in the rightful world, Triple G would only have one loss, but he would have at least had his. He would have been undisputed middleweight champion. He would have been lineal middleweight champion. He would have at least had those credentials if it wasn't for politics and foolery, you know, from a couple of fighters, you know, that just
just acknowledge that, because it's like you make, like, this is why, like, I always preach you have to be objective if you try to truly be knowledgeable and understand something, and especially if you got a platform and you speaking, because when you go too far over to one side and it comes off like you're not even being critical, you're being overly critical. Now you're just hating. Mm-hmm. And I look at it, it's like how Judge Judy used to do niggas on her show. Like, if you tell a lie on one, if you tell a lie once, mm-hmm. you'll tell it again. Yeah. And that's how she always used to get niggas. And so I look at hating the same way. If something to make you hate on a nigga one time, then that lets me know you'll hate on a nigga again, or you got it in your heart to do it again. So what's to say that another nigga come along that's like Golovkin, knocking motherfuckers out, are you gonna overanalyze him too?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
I'm just waiting until the day that Wilder makes it onto the ballot. And believe me, like I said, I am ready for them. Ready for some to hear some of them arguments.
Bro, me and Pat go be like, it go for like Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, because we gonna just tear up the Twitter streets, nigga. Like,
like I said, if you're putting it on Triple G, if you're doing all this for Triple G, and literally he's like the only cat on this ballot, and we're gonna segue into this shortly. You know, he's literally the only that's getting this type of smoke, which is just crazy to me. You know,
Vinny Paz never got this type of smoke.
Yeah, and I've met Vinny Paz. I like dude. I watched his fights back in the day. He was entertaining, but you'd be hard pressed to kind of figure out why he made the Hall of Fame. Like, you know, like I mean, his accomplishment. He's a 2-division champion, sure. You know, but there's a
he beat the corpse of Durant. I mean, that don't count. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And Greg Haugen, you know, those are his best wins.
Ooh. But let's start mopping up the hallway.
We all know why, because Paz had the car crash. He wasn't supposed to box again, became champ, right? So it kind of just, like how Max Kellerman, the story of the career.
Yeah, I mean,
hold on, yo, you just reminded me, like, yo, why the fuck these niggas? Why is everybody still entertaining Ryan Garcia on these shows?
I see him. He got like a little bet thing now. Like everybody forgot about last year already, huh? I see like
if he would have beat Rolly, I would understand. But you're coming off cheating and then a loss, a bad loss, not a fight of the year type loss where it's like, yeah, okay, you got a good show, where you can have a little Lamont Roach type of tour type shit. I mean, bro, you got shellacked, nigga, and dropped, and everybody is putting putting him on this show. Max Kellerman keep bringing this nigga back like he a goddamn special guest. Like that. That's what hurts boxing. Like, why are we? And him saying that shit about Triple G, like, bro, like, nigga, Luke Campbell almost made you quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck you know about Hall of Fame anything?
Yeah, you never even became a champion. Talking about a nigga that actually, like, I mean, who actually unified belts.
Who's his best win? Danny Jacobs? Nigga, who's your best win? Oscar Duarte? Nigga, like,
do you watch
like, what the fuck are we doing?
Do y'all watch that show with them, with the Inside the Ring show?
No, I don't watch that fucking bullshit, nigga.
I watched the first one. It was alright, but it's kind of like, I like Shady McCoy, but I don't need to hear him talk about boxing.
It's just, I don't need to hear any, like, Max Kellerman is past it, just like some of these boxers he dick ride. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to hear Max Kellerman in 2025.
I was hyped for Max coming back, even though I know he was a shill during his HBO days, but it's like, damn, he really is washed in terms of his boxing. The way he breaks it down is kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, dude, look, bro, they never get an entertaining niggas a show. Like, if you gonna give me a boxing show where you got Kevin Kelly, maybe Antonio Tarver, bring in some special guests, like I don't know. Shout out to Salida, because I feel like he got the best commentary team with Raul Marquez, Al Bernstein, and third person.
They be flowing around, like, you know, but yeah.
I heard Al Bernstein on the Don King bullshit last night. That's kind of crazy hearing him on that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I literally.
I'd rather hear Al Bernstein a part of anything than some of these shit we subjected to.